All right, everybody, David back here again with Two Guys Build a Biz, and I'm gonna tell you about our new client that is a unicorn worth over $1 billion.
We hold the world ransom for $100 billion.
All right, guys, David Schley's back here again with Two Guys Build a Biz, the best place on YouTube for anything related to agency life, digital entrepreneurship, or starting and growing your agency or business online. If those topics are interesting to you, I would love if you took 2 seconds to smash the subscribe button and hit bell notifications so that you're notified the next time that we post a piece of content like this. Additionally, if you find this interesting at all, the like button is right down below. If you could go ahead and give this video a like, that basically tells YouTube that, hey, this was worthwhile. David and Derek are great guys and more people should see their videos, which I hope that you will agree with. That being said, in this video, I'm gonna tell you about a major win that our agency just had. As of the publishing of this video, it is October of 2020, and we have just signed an organization that is worth over $1 billion. They are what is considered a unicorn by the venture capital world, and it's a massive achievement for our agency. I honestly just can't even describe what it feels like to be running a business that is working with these types of clients. When we set out to start our agency, we never in a million years imagined that we would be building an organization that's affiliated with unicorn companies or organizations that are receiving a lot of press coverage in the news. To get to this point is just a massive payoff and a massive achievement for us. And for those of you that have been the OGs on this channel, that have been following Derek and my journey from starting our business in our apartments, working late hours on my patio, locking ourselves in the conference room at my old apartment building on New Year's Day, cold calling all day, really bootstrapping this thing and giving it everything that we had to get it off the ground over the last 4+ years. You know how much this means to us at this point to cross this milestone. So thanks for following the journey. Really makes it that much sweeter to be able to share it with you guys and tell you a little bit about how we were able to achieve this. Now, that being said, I'm not going to tell you the name of the company, and I'm also not going to tell you the industry that they are in, because I think that, well, first of all, the confidentiality of our client is important. I'm not just going to go out and say that on the internet. But secondly, I think that such a massive piece of SMMA right now that's a struggle for a lot of agency owners is they're constantly chasing the next hot niche or constantly pivoting the types of organizations that they're working with or targeting based on YouTube videos that they watch and YouTubers or influencers who throw an industry out there and say that they should be spending their time there. The most profitable industry for us might not be the most profitable industry for you. It might not be the most profitable industry for somebody else watching this video. So that being said, I don't want you to be biased looking at a win that we had as an agency and thinking that that's where you should go fish yourself. I am gonna let you know that this organization is really involved with some of the biggest organizations in the world. They are kind of an underlying fabric powering a lot of everything that's happening online, and you're probably touching them in some way when you use a smartphone or mobile device. Very well-known company in the VC space, and if you don't know what a unicorn is, that means that it's an organization that's valued at least $1 billion for their valuation. That doesn't mean that their revenue is over $1 billion. That means that the financials add up to a valuation of over $1 billion. And there's a number of ways that that is calculated. It depends on the industry, depends on your profitability as an organization, depends on how many rounds of funding you have had and how big those funding rounds are. At the end of the day, it's a number of factors that when multiplied together equal a valuation of a certain amount. This organization happens to be well into the $1 billion+ mark at this point and need help with growing their business and meeting some objectives that they need to hit in order to close future rounds of funding and show the growth that they had predicted at the start of 2020. Obviously, things have probably gotten off track a bit and they're looking to put the pedal down and looking at outside options for marketing. Let's talk about how we even ended up at the table with an organization like this, with a small agency like the one that we run. Don't get me wrong, we've grown, we've got considerable headcount for our agency these days where we've got all sorts of team members doing work all day, every day, but we definitely aren't the type of agency that, at least when I started my SMMA journey, I would have imagined would be managing a $1 billion client. Figured that was for the big agencies of the world, definitely not Dave and Derek. who run their agency from their apartments at this point, right? So let's talk about how we actually ended up getting affiliated with this organization. So the story begins actually the better part of 3 years ago when we reached out to an organization cold that was out of the San Francisco Bay Area. They were a heavily funded startup, and we started working with the co-founder, driving great results almost immediately. It was a match made in SMMA heaven. They needed our help. We had the skills to get the job done, and we were driving great results for them for the better part of almost 18 months. The only reason why we no longer work with them actually is because a member of their board that had given them several $millions in funding decided that he had an agency that he'd used in the past that he wanted to try out. So it really was out of our hands. It didn't matter how good of a job VTL had done. That was actually even a conversation that I had with the co-founder. He said, I couldn't be happier with the work you guys are doing. It really stinks that we need to move on, but my cards have been dealt to me here. It's the board member who's driving this, and I can't really push back. It's not my place. So long story short, they were no longer a client at that point. Very quickly after that, however, I received a call from that co-founder saying that he had somebody in his network who needed help from a marketing agency. And he had such a good positive experience with us that we were the first people that he thought of whose name he introduced. Almost immediately, we started working with a new client that came from the past results that we had been driving for our previous client, and started working with a new organization almost right away. Again, it went amazing. It was a perfect fit for our skill set. We had a lot of fun working with them and getting started, and we continue to actually work with that client that had been referred to us today. It's an ongoing engagement. Things are going great, but we were working with the co-founder, and for the better part of 2.5 years, we're driving great results for them. Again, there was a slight switch though, where the co-founder that we were working with actually decided to move on from the organization that he helped start and join a $1 billion valuated company. This was a once in a lifetime opportunity for his career. He wanted to bring VTL as the agency to this new organization. So that's really the explanation of how we ended up receiving a phone call from the VP of marketing for a organization with $1 billion valuation. It was a previous client. He had such a positive experience with us that we were the first people that he thought that he would bring in his new role. I received a phone call from him, was introduced to members of his team to start working on agreements and scoping out the project, and here we are with a brand new $1 billion valuated client. Let's break that down once again for clarity and just to show you the value of, really how we approach this. We started working with an organization that we had never met before the better part of 3.5 years ago now. Things were going great. We were working with them for quite some time. Unfortunately, things were out of their control and they needed to start working with a new marketing agency. They introduced us to a new client. Again, we drive great results, do amazing work for that new client. One of the co-founders that we're working with goes and joins a massive company. First organization he thinks of is VTL to introduce. That just goes to show you how important it is to actually focus on results for the organizations that you're working with. The answer to the question, how did VTL end up at the table with $1 billion organization as their marketing agency, really breaks down to results, quality of service, and communication. Our ability to actually retain clients and deliver amazing results for the clients that we work with has started to make a name for us in the industry, where we are the agency who gets called when somebody needs help with marketing. I think that so much of that is overlooked in the social media marketing game, and one of my biggest issues that I have with the industry right now is that everybody focuses on signing the biggest client per month in terms of dollars for your agency, as opposed to keeping clients for the longest time. You will never grow your agency and you will never scale if you are not keeping clients for the long term or delivering amazing results for them in the short term, okay? If you really want to grow your agency, if you want to escalate the level of clients that you're working with, the only way to do that is through results. That's why in our course, not pitching the course here, but that's why we take a fundamental approach in our course to actually teach the students how to deliver the services, how everything works, how to actually get the results for the clients, not just get the client, right? Simple napkin math for just a moment. Organization that gives you $10,000 for 1 month is only worth a fraction of an organization that gives you $2,000 per month that stays with your agency for 2 years. In fact, it's only 20% in total of the $50,000 that you would make in profit from that organization that stayed with you for a 2-year period that you would collect in that 1 month if you were unable to keep them for more than 1 month. That's really been the precedent that we've taken forward with our agency, is not focusing on the biggest deals or the biggest clients, but the organizations that are gonna make us the most profitable over time. That's enabled us to scale because we aren't losing clients every month. We're actually signing new clients and that is scaling our business, growing our revenues month over month, because we're not constantly turning over organizations that we're working with and needing to just replace the ones that we already had. We're adding new ones on top of the ones that we're already working with. Additionally, it makes it so much easier when you do amazing work, because organizations want to give you a call and introduce individuals in their network that need help, because they know that your agency can actually deliver results for them. Not only did we get introduced to 3 different clients, okay? We started working with one organization, that becomes one client, and then that one client that we worked with ended up introducing us to 2 more clients based on that one introduction. Additionally, when the co-founder left to start the new company, he actually introduced 3 different individuals in his network who also needed help with marketing. So while he was in transition, we ended up closing 3 new clients plus a $1 billion company as clients for VTL. So that just goes to show everyone watching this how important it is to focus on results for the clients that you're working with. First and foremost, don't worry about the biggest client per month. Oddly enough, this $1 billion organization that we're working with is not the most valuable client to VTL at this time. Their monthly retainer is not our highest retainer, even though they are the most valuable company that we are working with. Think about that for a second, and think about that the next time that you approach organizations that you're looking to work with, and keep in mind client results are the most important. So I hope that you found that valuable, and I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about our story to getting to this point. It wasn't a linear line where we just rang up a $1 billion company and ended up getting a new client at that level. It's been years of hard work at this point, years of building a reputation so that we're who is thought of when it comes time to call an agency when you're a major company like that. If you are looking for help on the fulfillment side of things, or having challenges actually keeping clients for your agency and you want to sharpen your tool set a little bit, or if you're a new agency owner who's looking to get started with a social media marketing agency online, we do offer a course. It's called the SMMA Blueprint. I'm going to link it down below, and you're welcome to join our community of hundreds of entrepreneurs, growing SMMAs who actually hang on to clients over time. The link will be, again, down below. I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about our story as an agency. OGs, post up in the comments below if you guys remember the days that we spent on my porch, in my apartment, on New Year's Day, cold calling all day, and really seeing the stripes being earned back in the day as we did brute force biz dev, and to just see it come full circle to get this point is a really amazing feeling. So thanks for watching. Smash the like button if you found this useful, and we will see you guys in the next video.